Hello everybody, this is Kiyoshi here and welcome back to another video. This is going to be a very different video. This is my newly set up 3-gallon Betta fish tank aquarium. So besides toys and a lot of other hobbies, food, etc., home aquarium is also one of my hobbies. I have a lot. I've been taking care of fish or been fun with in aquarium hobby for probably 7 to 10 years by now. I've owned a lot of fish. I have done a lot of research. I'm not an expert, however, I have learned a lot over the years through my personal experience, through my family's experience, through, of course, research. But still, I'm not a genius or like an expert, but I think I know enough for nano aquariums. I love nano fish. I'm not a monster fish sort of keeper, but I do love nano fish and betta fish, tetras. Those are all my favorites. I currently own a 20-gallon fish tank, a 5-gallon fish tank, and this is a 3-gallon which I just set up not long ago. And also I have 1-gallon sort of like a quarantine tank. Yeah, but generally speaking, just 3 tanks in my house, all taken care of by me. So yeah, going forward, I'd like to start this new series of aquarium related videos. Hope you guys like it, or hopefully, even if you guys don't like it, but it's cool to learn something about aquarium. I mean, it is a mini ecosystem in your home, bringing the rivers, bringing the ocean to your home, whether you keep fresh water or salt water fish. My experience is mainly freshwater nano aquariums. I have raised black emperor tetras. Those are beautiful. Of course, betta fish, shrimps. I've raised a colony of hundreds of red cherry shrimps, so I have great success in that. But mostly in this video, I want to share this new tank, which is a 3-gallon tank. It's a 10 by 10 by 10 square shaped rimless tank, which I set up I think, when was it? Maybe roughly 2 weeks ago. I set up this tank and I have this fish for about 7 days. She was in the quarantine tank for the first week, and I just put her into this 3-gallon today, after like a week of quarantine. When I got this betta fish, she was in a very, very bad condition. I've shared like a clip of shorts on my channel previously. You guys can see how bad her condition was. She was called the alien betta, and when I got her, she was labeled a male alien betta. And if you guys know the aliens bettas right now, this particular name, it's kind of popular right now for juveniles or younger alien bettas. They sell anywhere from 20 to 30 bucks, and if you're talking about adult size or the grown-up bettas, they can be anywhere from $50 all the way up to like $100 or even more, because of its beautiful look, very unique, distinct look, because it's a hybrid between like wild bettas and domesticated, or those bettas that we know. I think it's a mixture of 3 different type of bettas. However, I actually don't recommend, especially if you're beginners, to start with your betta fish with the alien betta, because this type of betta is genetically speaking very weak. They have a lot of problems. I think they're not mature yet. It's still quite of a new species, not a species, but like quite a new type of betta. They're very vulnerable and they have a lot of problems. And the reason I got her is because when I saw her, she wasn't doing good. Her color, when I first got her, her color all fainted out already. Of course, at the time I thought it was a he, because that's how she was labeled, as a male alien betta. And I talked to the pastor, saying that, hey, this fish, he needs a water change, because it's pretty bad. And they're like, yeah, we're gonna do that, etc. And then I just decided, after monitoring, or I was there for something else, not really for this Betta, but after maybe 30 minutes of observing whatever the situations, I decided, let's bring this poor little guy home. I don't care, if he's gonna die tomorrow. At least I'll give him a chance, a better chance. So I went to I went to the checkout, and it's like, okay, I want this Betta, and apparently that lady at the register realized me, because I was talking to her earlier, saying that, you know, the water is so dirty on, his little bowl. And then at first, she scanned the code. It was like $27. And then she was like, okay, I can give you a discount because, this fish looked really sick. And then she was like, okay, I can give you for $22. And then I think her manager or something walked by and then hear our conversation, look at the fish, and ended up I got this fish for $7.99. Insane, right? I'm not talking about the price being so low. I'm just saying, like, sometimes people, sometimes they don't treat fish. I don't know what to say, but sometimes they don't treat them their life as anything. Their price went down like that just because they seen this fish is about to die. At least they can make like $8 out of it. Anyways, long story short, I brought him home and placed him in my 1-gallon quarantine tank. I have anubias, I have some live plants there, I have java moss, a few rocks, like a very simple setup. I also brought 3 cherry shrimps from my colony into the tank. I didn't add it up right away, but first 3 days, she was living by herself in that 1 gallon tank. She cannot even swim. Okay, I put a heater, I have everything ready. She was not swimming. She was having a serious what is called swim bladder issue. It's very common in genetically incorrect fish, or when they were raised incorrectly. For example, when they were little, some fish might be eating too much. They can develop swim bladder issue. Sometimes it's just genetic. They have bad genes. They have that swim bladder issue, or sometimes it has to do with the environment. The water was cold, not necessarily helping them thriving, or they can be, there can be virus, there can be disease, there could be worms that's affecting it, or it also can be because the poor water condition, yada yada. A bunch of things can go wrong. But she was having a very, very bad swim bladder issue. She was swimming vertically. I mean, yeah, vertically, not like normal fish horizontally. And she can, once she raised up to gasp some air, she does not know how to get down. She just kind of like sink down like she's about to die. And then she would just stay at the bottom, rarely moves. She acts very much not like any Betta fish I've never seen or ever owned in my life. She acts more like a Corridora, but not active sort of Corridora. She just stay at the bottom, and then only when she goes up for some air, and then when she comes down, it's like kind of like dying sort of. Yep, I did not know what to do with it, and I did not believe she would have survived. But all I was hoping is just, even she would die tomorrow, at least she's having a better life today. So yep, of course I read a lot of research about swim bladder issue. People said fast, don't let the fish with the issue eat anything for maybe 3 days. Some people saying add some aquarium salt here or there. I mean, I get it. I get their points. However, I did not do anything like that. I continue to feed her. I fed her 3 times a day, actually. Yeah, don't do what I do, but it worked at the end. But don't do what I do. But my mindset was very different. At that stage of her life, if she eats, okay, as long as she eats, I am satisfied. I am happy, because I was thinking there was no tomorrow for her. She was in that very bad blow up condition. So if I feed her something like a pellets or flakes or bloodworms, if she eats it, I think that's already good. I mean, as long as she eats it, of course. First day, she did not eat anything. That's normal. Even with a real Betta, like a healthy Betta, it's normal that first day they just kind of freaked out. And then second day, she does have the appetite to eat. So I fed her like pellets, um, and stuff like that, which she was eating, and I start feeding her 3 times a day for that first week while she's in quarantine. I know I fed her quite a lot because fish with swim bladder issue, people always said fast. Don't let them eat. Fish can go on weeks without eating, and especially when they have a condition, maybe it's curable. But like I said, what I was thinking at the moment is just I live day by day. I have the mindset that she's gonna die. I just want her. I don't want her to die with a hungry stomach. If she is going to die tomorrow, at least I want her to have a full belly today. You know what I mean? It's a different kind of mindset I was playing because when I got her, she already had this condition and it was a very bad condition. I obviously don't think there's anything I can save her or change her because I was thinking this is probably a genetic problem. It's not related to, uh, bacteria infection and stuff like that. I was thinking it's just genetic. At least she was skinny. She was about to die. I want her to bulk up a little bit. I just want her to even die, but die with a full stomach, not like hungry. And then as days goes by, I was pretty surprised after she lived for 7 days. And then for the first 5 days, her condition was the same. She has appetite. She shows some curiosity about her surroundings. However, she does not move much. She's always lying on the Anubias plant that I planted in the quarantine tank, and also the Betta leaves that I put in her aquarium. But at least she's eating. Every time I feed her food, she was very excited. She wanted to eat it. That's a good sign. And then on the fourth day or the fifth day, I added 3 cherry shrimps from my colony. I just added 3 of them so to keep her company. She was very excited about the shrimp. She was curious, but there was no attacking at all. They live peacefully. I mean, she's very slow. The shrimps are very fast because she has a swim bladder issue. She swims very slow, and she swims vertically too, not like normal fish. And also, yeah, so that was the first 5 days in quarantine tank, in my 1 gallon quarantine tank. And then she survived. And then so going forward, 7 days later, yeah, I think she was doing a lot better. She was much happier every time she sees me near her aquarium. She started, to face up to the front of the glass. She wanted food. She felt, I can see she really want to eat. She's happy. She's just doing good. Then I started realizing it as I'm looking at her more into details, as she starts to swim around, even, still upside down a bit, like a 45-degree swimming, sort of, not like a normal fish. I realized that's not a he. I kept thinking this is a male alien Betta until I think the 5th day. When I look at her closely, I believe this is a she for a couple of reasons. First, her ventral fin, or the front fins, are very tiny, unlike like a male Betta fin. I thought she was a placa, at first, like a male placa. But turns out, and also the gears around her was very small as well, not like a male. And I've never seen her flare at anything. I've seen her, chasing her own reflections, especially today when I put her in this 3-gallon new tank. She was, looking at her glares from the glass like for nonstop for like I'm not even joking, maybe 2 hours or 3 hours. But there was no flaring at all. It's very abnormal, like something like a male would do. And also yesterday, as I'm looking closer to her, as I'm feeding her, I saw the egg spot, in between her front fins. So that's when I fully confirmed this is a she. So definitely it's not a male, it's a female, which I don't care. At this point, I just want her or him to be happy. and I just live by the day, because I never know, you never know when she will just go away. Sometimes fish with swim bladder issue, they can still have a good quality life, without problems, still live a year, 2 years, sometimes longer. But started with a very poor condition. I doubt it. Her life is gonna be very long, but at least if I can, give her a month extra of life, that's something I think I did a really good job, I think. Yep. In terms of today, I put her in this new 3-gallon aquarium, and her behavior just changed dramatically. I'm not sure if you guys can see. She is in there by herself, swimming around, and she's so hyper. From the moment I place her into this tank, she has been hyper nonstop. She's been exploring, looking at her clears. She's having fun. She's been eating. I now started to feed her only 2 times a day now. I don't feed her a lot, maybe like 3 pellets or 4 pellets at most per meal, but I start feeding her 2 meals a day. I still want her to bulk up a little bit. I think I'm not sure if she's still juvenile, but she's still very skinny. I just want her to bulk up a little bit. I think that's also good for her health. But yeah, she's been swimming nonstop. I still see a tiny bit of swim bladder issue with her, because she still has that vertical sort of 45-degree upward sort of when she's swimming. However, she swims a lot faster. I think it has to do with there's more room for her to swim as well. And also she's just so excited. Maybe she just forgot about she's sick. I don't know. I just feel like today she just become a lot more hyper, a lot more active, a lot more happier. And also I see her swim bladder issue become a lot better. I mean, that would be a longer preservation. Today's day 1. And then in this new tank, and as I'm not sure if you guys can see her, she's been swimming pretty happy and pretty normal too. So that is a good sign. But I will definitely have an update video maybe a week later, another week or 2 weeks later, to see if this is something continuing. But if it is, it's so great. She actually beat her own swim bladder issue. I'm not sure. As you can see, she's swimming pretty cool. There's still that maybe like 30-degree upward sort of swim, but that's a huge improvement from day 1 that I have her. So that is cool. Yep, this is just my first video. I don't want to go anything further, because I pretty much just want to tell you guys the story of this poor little alien female Betta. And I name her what I name her Tati. I name her Tati. It's Tahti, I think. Tati. I think that means light or star, like a starry star, in Estonian or Sweden or something like that. I discovered that name somewhere while I was browsing the internet. I thought that name was pretty cool. It means star. She has a very beautiful coloration, like shiny, looks like stars, 90 stars. So that's why I call her Tati. After I discover she's a girl, but doesn't matter. I don't really personalize my fish with names anyway. I they're all equal. They're all cute. They're all with a lot of personalities. Actually, she showed a lot of personalities today, day 1. So I think this is one thing another thing I want to tell you guys, how important it is to keep your Betta in a larger tank. From 1 gallon to 3 gallon, her behavior changed so much in just this little upgrade. So this will be her grow out tank, or pre-retirement tank or post-retirement tank, 3 gallon. I mean, I think a Betta fish should be kept anywhere from 3 gallons to 5 gallons. I think that's sufficient enough. I know, some people talk about you should put them in a 10 gallon. I think for Betta it's too big, unless you're trying to do a community tank. If it's just a Betta, maybe with a few shrimps, I think a 3 gallon up to 5 gallons should do its job. And definitely don't keep Betta fish in anything less than 1 gallon. I think, to be honest with you, with my experience and with what my thinking is, even 1 gallon it's good. You know, if you only have the space for 1 gallon, this is the smallest aquarium size you could go for with a Betta fish, because anything smaller than 1 gallon is just too freaking small. It you know, it's not going to be much different as compared to her living in a little bowl, you know. But starting 1 gallon, I think he or she, your Betta, will have a much happier life in it, and that's a lot of water. You know, I know a lot of professionals will say 1 gallon is still very tiny, but think about, they came from that little bowl selling at the pet store. 1 gallon, it's a lot better already. If that's what, you know, what all you can support or all you can, you know, allow, make sure minimum 1 gallon and then up to 5 gallon. I think 1 to 5 gallon is a perfect size for Betta fish. You know, speaking of the fact that you're not doing a community tank, but of course, if you're doing community tank, that's something else. Yep, so this is just one thing I want to update you guys. I set up this aquarium, and I want to probably keep you guys updated on how she's doing, and going forward with this new series of, you know, Kiyoshi's aquarium series. I hope some of you at least not only like toys, but also like fish, especially nano fish, especially Betta fish. They have so much personality. They're so cute. And I also gonna keep you guys on this tank as well. I try to keep it a very low maintenance, low tech sort of tank with some live plants. So far I only have a heater in it, and then for those of you wondering what this is a thermometer. Yeah, it's a touch screen outside thermometer. It's pretty cool. I got it on Amazon. I think it's only for $10. Yep. Later on, if you guys are interested, I definitely will share more of the things that I use, the food that I feed my Betta fish with you guys in my future updates. Yep, but we'll leave that here. Let me bring the camera closer to the tank so you guys can see my Betta fish, how she's doing. Right now she's right there. Hopefully she will come up, but let's just wait a little bit. You guys should see how she looks. She's beautiful. Look at her color. She's blue, the very beautiful blue with a lot of dots on her. Yeah, it's one of the most beautiful female Betta I've ever seen or I've ever owned. And I'm so thankful that she's still alive after 7 days. And I really wish she can live at least a year, you know. But like I said, starting young with a lot of issues, usually their lifespan will be cut like dramatically as well. But still, my motto right now with her is just live by the day. Every day passes. If she survives, that's a bonus. And these are Java firms I just planted today in her tank, and with a lot of Java moss as well. These are all low maintenance aquarium plants, aquatic plants. I can cover them later in a later series, how to grow out these. These are extremely easy, and they're perfect for beginners as well. Why she kept you see, she's you know, curious on her own reflections. Okay, she's coming up. Look at how beautiful she is. Yeah, compared to day one, she definitely transformed a lot. By the way, this tank, this is a 3-gallon tank, dimension 10 times 10 times 10, but it looks a lot bigger, to be honest with you. I have another tank that's like 3.7 gallon. I forgot what brand that was, but 3.7 gallon like rimless aquarium, all in one sort of aquarium. That looks smaller than this, to be honest with you. So I don't know how this worked, but they call it 3-gallon. Definitely look bigger than 3-gallon. But yep, this is the fish right there. I think you can see her pretty well. Look at how beautiful that is. Yep. Anyways, definitely will keep you guys updated on her. This is a bit of a long video because there's a lot of introduction and a lot of backstories I want to share with you guys. This is also like a documentation for myself, you know, how my fish is doing. Raising a sick fish is never easy. And once again, I don't recommend alien Betta for beginner fish keepers or beginner Betta fish keepers. Like I said, they have a lot of genetic issues. They're very vulnerable to disease, and a lot of time they just have a lot of issues. Look at how beautiful she is. Wow, look at that. Did you see that? It's like zebra patterns or leopard patterns on her fins. She's just beautiful. Yep. But yeah, honestly, I would not have gotten a Betta if I didn't see the condition, because I was there for something else for my dog, not really buying any fish, and I didn't have any plan getting a new fish anyway. But she changed everything. But just look at how gorgeous she is. I'm glad she lived. I'm glad I saved her from, because she could have died in that little bowl with all those conditions. But still, if I'm not gonna name the fish store I got her from, for whatever reason. But if you are a fish store employee or a pet store employee, please, remind your coworkers, even if it's not your responsibility, to check on the Betta fish aisle, maybe every day, to see how the water condition is, if the fish in there is still alive. Because a couple times I've seen it from multiple stores, not just one single store that I go to pick up my dog's food and stuff. I've seen dead fish in it, and nobody has been cleaning it. That's just something, it's just bad, I know nobody meant for it to happen. Everybody have a good heart, everybody wants everything to be good. But yeah, if you watching this and you work in a fish store or a pet store, please, just be more considerate. And check out the Betta section more often. And if you see something bad, something weird, make sure you remind whoever responsible for it. And yeah, let's let we all hope, no more fish tortures. We can all enjoy this fish hobby with grace and happiness and all that. Look at her, she's right there. She's so cute. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. This is a long ass video, but thank you guys for staying this long, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye bye.